Problem set 1.6 on page 63. Let's do a couple of the problems from the homework just to kind of get you familiar with what's happening. Numbers 1 through 8, they're just in word form telling you telling you to write the equation using symbols. So you can look back in your book to find out how to do that exactly. In fact, if you look on page number 56, top of the page, should give you pretty much all you need to do that. I'm going to skip 9 through 16, but we're going to jump through 17 to 34. Find each of the following quotients. All you're doing is dividing there. You will not end up with a remainder there, but just to remind you, if you look at number 21, it says 9 divided by 0. This is the same thing as 9 divided by 0. Remember in the lecture, if there's a 0 in the bottom, the answer is undefined, not 0. And that's also true if the 0 is second. If it's a number divided by 0, the answer is undefined. So just to remind you of that, if that crops up sometime and you need to be reminded. 35 to 38 is estimating. If you look at number 35, it gives you 845, and they're dividing it by 93. And they're asking for an estimate. If you remember, whenever you're asking for an estimate, you're going to round and round first. If they don't tell you what digit to round to, you always round to the number furthest to the left. So in this case, the 8 is in the hundredths position, 845. So we're going to use that as our key number here. We're going to look to the right, see if that number is less than 5. If it is, we're going to change both of these to zeros and leave the 8 alone. If it's 5 or greater, we're going to change these both to zeros and raise the 8 to a 9. So because it's less than 5, we're going to change them both to zeros and leave our 8 alone. We're going to do the same here with 93. 9 is the last number. Look, the first number to the right of it, it's less than 5. We're going to change it to a 0. We're going to leave the 9 alone rather than raise it. So 800 divided by 90. If we divide 800 by 90, are we going to get a number closer to 10, 100, or 1,000, or 10,000? So go ahead and try that, 800 divided by 90, and that'll give you your A, B, C, or D on which one that's going to be, a number closest to 10, 100, 1,000, or 10,000. So continuing on page 64, if you look at numbers 47 to 58, it says you shouldn't divide, you shouldn't have any wrong answers because you should always check your answers with multiplication. Well, let's do a division problem here, and I'll show you how to check real quick. 1206 divided by 67, that's number 48. So we go ahead and do our division here. 67 goes into 1, didn't happen. 67 into 12, same. 67 into 120, well 120 is bigger than 67, but is 120 double 67? No, it's not quite, so it won't go into it twice, it'll only go into it once. So again, we put our 1 above the last number, 120, and then we multiply 1 times 67, which is itself. Remember, keep everything in line here. Gotta keep it in line or you will not get the right answer. Let's go ahead and subtract here. I'm going to change this to a 10. We're going to borrow 1 from this over here. So we've got 10 minus 7 is 3. We've got 11 minus 6 is 5. And we get 53. 53 is less than 67, so that is good. We want it to be less. And we bring down the 6 because we can't divide 67 into 53, so we bring the 6 down. Now we have to figure out how many times 67 goes into 536. Well, in this case, it goes into it 8 times. The only reason I know that is because I've already done the 67 times 6 or 67 times 7 and times 8 to try to figure out how many times it goes into it. So, trying to save a little time here. 8 times 7 is 56. Carry the 5. 8 times 6 is 48. Carry the 5, and that's 53. And when I subtract, I get 0. Now I'm done, again, not because I get a 0 here. I'm done because I'm at the end. My 8 is above the last number. That means that's as far as I'm going to go. If I have a number down here, it's going to be a remainder. I'm still done. So my answer here is 18. I have no number down here, so I don't have a remainder. Alright. Now, once I do have a remainder, for example, number 62 on page 65, the following division problems have remainders. It doesn't say that you're going to find the fraction or you're going to change the remainder in anything else. It says you're going to leave it as a remainder. So go ahead and do that. 8 into 390. Well, 8 goes into 3. Nope. 8 goes into 39. You remember your multiplication tables. You'll know that's 4. 4 times 8 is 32. Keep everything lined up there. Subtract. 9 from 2 is 7. 3 minus 3 is 0. 7 is less than 8, so that's good. Bring down our 0. 8 goes into 70. 8 times 8 is 64, leaving us with a 6. A 6. We're still done because this 8 here is above the last number, so it doesn't matter what this is at all. So we get 48 with a remainder of 6. That's how I want it written. So that's how you do it with remainders, number 61 to 72. Alright, on page number 66, let's do an application problem. Application problem number 79. It says, how many 5-ounce glasses can be filled from a 32-ounce bottle of milk? So we have a 32-ounce bottle of milk. We're trying to fill 5-ounce glasses with it. So we've got this big pitcher, and we're trying to fill these 5-ounce glasses. You can do it by saying 32 minus 5, and then take another 5 ounces, take another 5 ounces. I mean, just keep going and going until you end up using all your 5 ounces. That's the subtraction. But division, if we take 32 divided by 5, we can find out how many 5-ounce glasses we can get. So 5 goes into 3. Nope, 5 goes into 32. 6 times 5 is 30, giving us a remainder of 2. But the key thing when doing story problems is reading what they're asking you to find out. For example, 79 says how many 5-ounce glasses can be filled from a 32-ounce pitcher of milk. It doesn't say, give me the answer to this division problem. It says, how many of these 5-ounce glasses can I get out of 32 ounces? The answer is 6. I've still got some left over in the pitcher, but all they're asking for is how many full glasses are you going to get? You're going to get 6. The next part of the question says how many ounces will be left in the bottle when all the glasses are filled? Well, if you remember, this number here is called the remainder. That's what they're asking for. How much milk remains in the pitcher once you fill 6 glasses with 5 ounces of milk? 2 ounces are going to be left over. So make sure you read the question and make sure you answer the question when you're doing these story problems so that you get the right answer. I mean, you may get the right answer for a division problem, but if they aren't asking for the answer for a division problem, not going to matter. So make sure you do that. Alright, that is exercise examples from lesson 1.6. Now you're ready for 1.7.